Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to everyone. We are truly honored to present our statistic for nursing project titled The Usage of Social Media in Daily Life among CFS Iium students. Before we begin, allow me to introduce our group members. My name is Nik Afifah Najwa and with me are Muhammad Arif Iqbal, Umi Hanisa, Yamai Sarah and Nur Aisha. We are all nursing students from section 8K. Together, we work on this project with great effort and cooperation, and we are excited to share with you guys our findings today. We hope this presentation will give you a clear overview of our work and findings. Without further ado, let us begin. In today's world, social media has become a major part of students' life. It is not only for communication but also for learning and entertainment. At CFS Iium, platforms such as WhatsApp, Instagram, and TikTok are among the most frequently used apps in students' daily routine. In this study, we explore how often students use social media and what kind of impact it has on their daily. Now, let's take a closer look to the issue we aim to address. For that, I will pass it for the Sister Muni, who will walk with you to the problem statement.
Despite the many benefits of social media, its excessive use has raised some concern, particularly among students. One major issue that spending too much time on social media can negatively affect their time management and reduce focus on academic responsibilities. This project addresses this concern by examining how social media usage might be influencing the daily routine and productivity of CFS Iium students. Now, the problem has been clearly outlined. We will move forward by highlighting the aims of the study to accomplish. To present our objective, I will hand it over to Brother Razif.
To guide our study, we have highlighted three main objectives. Firstly, to understand the patterns of social media usage among CFS Iium students, how often they use it, which platform they use the most, and what purpose it serves in their daily life. Secondly, to assess the level of awareness students have regarding their online privacy and how they manage their personal information on this platform. Finally, to evaluate the impact of social media on both mental and physical health, including aspects, stress levels, sleep quality, and overall well-being. Therefore, those are the key objectives guiding our project. But how do we plan to collect the data that are needed? Let's find out as Sister Mia explains the sampling method.
The target population of our study is CFF Iium students. To gather the necessary data, we designed a Google Form survey which includes open-ended and multiple-choice questions. This question focused on social media usage habits, platforms, preference, and awareness about online privacy. The survey was distributed via WhatsApp, targeting students who were available and willing to participate. We used the convenience sampling method, where respondents were selected based on their accessibility and willingness to respond. In total, we received 79 responses, 41 from female students and 36 from male students. However, to ensure gender balance in our sample, we selected 30 male and 30 female students, resulting in a sample size of 60. This selection was based on responses that was complete, clear, and consistent, ensuring that the data used for analysis was reliable. Now, we have explained how the sample chose. Next, moving on to what the focus of this study. Up next, Sister Anisha will explain the variables involved.
In our study, we use both quantitative and qualitative variables to understand our data better. Our quantitative variable is the number of followers each student has, which provide as measurable and numerical data. Our qualitative data is the social media platform they use most often. This helps us to identify the pattern, preference, and the trends in usage of platform among students. By combining both of this data, we were able to gain a more complete picture of social media habits at CFS Iium. With all of the variables clearly defined, the next step is to understand how we analyze the data collected. To walk us through both the descriptive and inferential statistics, I now hand it over to Sister Afifah.
To begin our data analysis, we collected the number of followers from a total of 60 students. The overall data is shown in the top table. Then, we organize the information into two separate raw data tables. Table 1.0 shows the number of followers from female students. Table 1.1 shows the number of followers from male students. This allows us to make gender-based comparison better in our analysis. Next, we prepared the data for a group frequency distribution. We used search formula to determine the number of classes, which came out to 7 classes. After that, we calculated the class width using the largest and smallest value in the dataset. The largest value was 900 and the smallest was 0, which gave us a class width of 129. We then determined the class limit. The lower limit of the first class was set at 0, and by adding the class width, we found the upper limit of the first class to be 128. Finally, we calculated the class midpoint by averaging the lower and upper class limits. This gave us a midpoint of 64 for the first class. These steps help us organize the raw data into a format that made it easier to analyze and interpret.
After organizing the raw data and calculating the class intervals, we created a group frequency distribution table as shown in table 1.2. This table displays the range of followers for each class, the number of students, the midpoints for each class, the class boundaries, and the cumulative frequency. We also calculated the frequency multiplied by the midpoint, and which is the frequency times the square of the midpoint. These values are used to find the mean and standard deviation later on. At the bottom of the table, we show the total values needed for our calculations. The total number of students is 60. The sum when we multiply the frequency with midpoint is 14,547, and the sum when we multiply the frequency with the square of midpoint is 5,560,173. This table helps us to understand how the data is spread and is essential for finding the measures of central tendency. Based on our calculations, the average number of social media followers among CFS Iium students is 242.5. After we run off, this suggests that on average, students have about 243 followers. The median is 5,546.5, meaning half of the students have more and half have fewer than this number. The most frequently occurring number of followers is 451. This shows that 451 is the most common follower count in our data. Lastly, the standard deviation is 185.64 and the variance is 34,561.91, indicating a wide range in the number of followers among students.
Let's take a look at figure 2, which highlight the patterns of late-night social media usage among CFS Iium students. According to the pie chart, the most common pattern is that students always use social media late at night. This group makes up 36% of the respondents. This clearly indicates a strong habit of late-night social media activity. Following that, 18% of students reported that they often use social media late at night. Meanwhile, those who sometimes are really engaged in late-night social media usage both represent 70% of the respondents. Interestingly, only 12% of students said they never stay up late to use social media. These findings show that a significant portion of students are regularly active on social media during the hours, which may reflect on their digital habits and potentially their sleep pattern as well. Figure 3 highlights the most frequently used social media platform among CFS Iium students. According to the chart, TikTok is the most popular platform, with 38% of students choosing it as their favorite. This is followed closely by WhatsApp, which is used by 32% of respondents. Instagram is the third most preferred platform, with 22% of the students using it regularly. Meanwhile, X, formerly known as Twitter, is the least used, with only 8% of respondents selecting it. This result shows that TikTok and WhatsApp are the dominant platform for social media usage among CFS Iium students.
For males, the sample mean is 268.9, while for females, it is 258.53. Next, we have the sample standard deviation. The calculated standard deviation for males is 3 to 2.54, and for females, it is 345.84. Moving on to the significance level, we are using a 95% confidence interval for both groups. That gives us a significance level, alpha, of 0.05 and divided by 2 equals to 0.025. The degrees of freedom for both groups is 29 since we have a sample size of 30. Based on this, the corresponding t-value from the t-distribution table is 2.045. Now, let's look at the confidence intervals for the population mean. For male students, the 95% confidence interval is from 148.48 to 389.32 followers. For female students, the 95% confidence interval is from 1 to 9.41 to 387.65 followers. The interval line shows that the 95% confidence intervals for male and female groups overlap. This suggests no significant difference between them. Therefore, we do not have enough statistical evidence to show any difference or similarity in the number of social media followers among CFS Iium students. Further analysis is needed.
To conclude our study, we look at how CFS Iium students use social media in their daily lives. From our data, we found that the average number of followers is around 243, but most students actually have fewer than that. We also discovered that many students use social media late at night, with TikTok and WhatsApp being the most popular platform. Our confidence interval analysis showed no significant difference in follower numbers between male and female students. Overall, social media plays a big role in students' life, mainly for entertainment and communication. However, using it late at night may affect their sleep and focus. We acknowledge some limitation in our study, like the small sample size and the use of convenience sampling. For future research, we recommend a larger sample and exploring impacts on academic performance or mental health. Lastly, as a Muslim student, we are reminded to use social media in moderation. Surah Al-Asr reminds us to value our time and use it wisely. Doing this that benefit us and align with our values.